Hello students, welcome to video lecture series of Artificial Intelligence and Intelligent System provided by St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management affiliated to Maharishi Dayanand University, Rohtak, Haryana, approved by Government of India, AICTE. I am Ms. Pritishri Patnaik, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science Engineering. In today's lecture, we will be continue the search topic related to uninformed search, that is the iterative methods, deep limited searching techniques, uninformed cusp and bidirectional methods. So let's begin with today's class. As we have come across with the topics in last class, like we have discussed that what is uninformed search. So uninformed search, as we are say about, we came to know that this is a searching criteria related to general purpose search algorithm, which also include the techniques of brute force method, and it is also called as the blind search. As in this case, the algorithm, we do not have any prior information about the knowledge or the output goal state, and moreover this also come under the part of blind search. So today we will be continue with the deep limited search. Now what is deep limited search? When we say, we come across with the depth limited part, depth search part in the previous lecture. So today we will be continue with the deep limited search algorithm. This is quite similar to the DFS algorithm, and also the searching criteria with a predeterminate limit will be applicable to the search tree. In this case, DFS can solve the drawback that is mostly occurred with the part of DFS algorithm. So basically, in case of deep limited part, when we come across with the DFS algorithm, we used to search until and unless all the nodes are been covered, or like all the child nodes are being searched with the depth level. So it is more time consuming. So when we say the deep limited search algorithm, so we will be searching up to the label where the goal node is been present. Once we reach to that condition, it is not required to go to have a searching for the successor node. A depth limited searching algorithm is quite similar to the depth first search, and having a predetermined limit will be providing. Deep limited also can solve the drawback that is come with when we are observing with the DFS algorithm. In this algorithm mode, the node at the depth limit will be treated as no successor node will be counted in the traversing path, and it have two particular conditions that has to be have in observatory part, that is the standard failure value that is required, that it indicates that the problem do not have any particular kind of a solution. Okay, let's say for the initial node will be the goal node, then depth limited further will not required. So how will be terminating the searching? When we are saying the terminating node, we are come across with the two condition. How we are going to identify which is to be the terminated node? And we will be providing some cutoff failure value. It determines the solution of a problem within which the depth can be limited wise, and moreover this depth limited is having advantages by in comparison to DFS and BFS, that it is with a very fast processing as well as memory efficient. Okay, and more thing is that it also have disadvantages, as we say that the incompleteness of the part of searching or traversing path, and it has not been applicable in such a complex problem where we are having more than one goal state also. So let's have the example for depth limited search. When we say about the depth limited search, so this is the example. This is the search criteria. We have the searching, we are showing a search tree over here, or else it can be represented with the help of a graph also, but here it has been displayed with the help of a search tree. We have discussed what is a search tree in the previous video lecture also. Students, those who are having doubt, can see the previous video lecture, so that they should have a clear picture what is a search tree exactly. So basically here we have the source node, and this is depicted with the color which is depicted with J node, that is the goal node. Okay, so when we are approaching the DFS part, depth first search part, we used to start with the root node and used to traverse with all the nodes that are presented here. Then we are going for the goal state, but instead of searching or making the traversal to the leaf node that is been depicted with the label 3, as we come to know that our goal node is present at level 2, so it will save our time. save the time, also the memory consumption of the algorithm. So we'll be using a recursive function over here. Instead of going down to this level, we'll be making the limit to this level. We'll be approaching a limit to this level. Once it is going down with this level, yes, these are the parent nodes. Again we'll be move to ahead with the next level, where we come across with this G, D, I and G. So we came to know that in this level the goal node is present. So we will not further go to traversing with E, F, G, H. So the traversing for this is going to be in such a way that we will be starting from S, will be moved to A, then we will go to C, will move to D, then we will move to B, then we will go to node I and then J. This is the searching criteria. Also, the completeness that is shown with DFS searching algorithm is complete if the solution in the above part is with the depth limit condition. As we have studied also previously, how we will be making the termination of the nodes, we will be taking two conditions, that is the standard value and also cutoff failure value will be considered two part. The time complexity here will be judged with the theta notation b to the power L, that is the L will be defining with the limit or the considered with the label, and the space complexity will be b into L, that is the branching factor into the limit that were applicable. Okay, it is also will be providing with the optimal solution that as compared to the case of DFS. So we'll see the algorithm how it is been function, that is this is the depth limited path searching algorithm. We have used the recursive function here. Initially the algorithm where will be implemented using the recursive method, and depth first search will be applicable with having a depth limit label that is denoted with small l, and the nodes at the depth having no successor further. Like the goal node, further as we reach to the goal node, no further traversing is required. Once we have defined the depth limited level, we will be reaching or will be traversing up to that level of the search criteria tree. Okay, so we have defined two functions here. One function that is representing with the depth limited search having the problem and the limit. So this problem statement will be defining the search tree where we are finding exactly the goal state is located, and we are providing a limit up to which we are going to traverse the tree. Okay, then it will return a solution or the failure case or the cutoff list, cutoff criteria. Solution in the sense, if there is a goal state is present, then definitely this algorithm will be fruitful to reach to the goal state and a fruitful solution will be provided. And in case of failure in the sense, suppose we are searching in a node which is not actually present in the tree itself, search tree. So in this case it is going to give you the failure result, and will have margin with the cutoff level, that is the label up to limit up to which the searching can be done. We are using a recursive function here also, that is DLS, making the node initial node with the problem node, that is the start node and the problem limit. Okay, and the value parameter that we are passing up to problem limit. Now function that is required for the recursive DLS will be having the node, problem, limit and return a solution to the function. If the goal test goal will be start with the goal test is required, then problem and state node must return a value to the node, else if limit is equal to 0, then return the cutoff. Else if the cutoff is in the false state, then we have to take the action part. We have started with the search node, we are proceeding ahead. If we find any successor node, then definitely we will continue the action state to go further to traverse with the child tree, child node or with the parent node. Then the recursive value will be providing the return value to the function of recursive DLS, and further it will check the cutoff. If the cutoff is occurred, then will be stop and will be terminate the searching over there. If the goal state is not yet found, in that case then it will return the failure result. If the cutoff has occurred, then return the cutoff value, then failure has been observed will be mentioned over there. So this is, students, can be I think it is clear to you. You could write down this algorithm part in your question when it asks about to write about depth limited search. Then you have to write the definition part, steps of this. Then you have to draw the diagram. For example, we have given the diagram here. Previously we come across with this diagram. this is the tree diagram where this is the goal node. So you can draw this diagram, you can mention these all labels, and then you have to mention the your characteristics for this algorithm or the efficiency part, that is completeness, time complexity, space complexity, and how this algorithm going to be optimal. Then go for this algorithm part. You have to write this pseudocode portion and mention the steps that how this algorithm is executed. Okay, so let's move with the next topic of today, that is the uninformed search algorithm. So what is uninformed search? Uniform cost search algorithm, as you will be come across whenever we are making this going to be fruitful, the uniform cost search algorithm is used to traverse with a weighted tree or a graph. The algorithm comes to play when the different cost value is been applicable to the tree. The primary goal of an uniform cost search is to find out the path to a goal node exactly. The lowest cumulative value will be considered. In case of uniform cost search expanded the nodes with the path label, it can be solved by using the tree or graph to find out the optimal cost by which the traversing can be fruitful to reach to the goal state. And moreover, this algorithm can be implemented by using the priority queue. It gives the maximum priority with the lowest cumulative cost in this case, and this algorithm has been advantage or the fruitful for this algorithm is this is going to be optimal, because every state the path that it will be chosen with the limited cost value only. Okay, so we will be proceeding in such a way that it should be have limited cost or uniform cost value. Now it have some disadvantages also. It does not it does not include or comes under the part of number of steps that are used in the part of searching. It can go with number of the cost value that is mentioned with the path that is associative or to add the edge that are joined between the two nodes. And due to this, sometimes due to infinite loops also, this is too time consuming. So as we have come across with this, so if we have multiple goals also, this algorithm can be applicable there. This is a tree like structure. Search criteria we have represent here with tree search algorithm. This is the start node A and B, this is the left subtree, and this is going to be the right subtree. Again, this is like a skew tree part. So what has been mentioned here, every node has been assigned with a value, that is the cost part. So we will be using this cost part to reach our goal state. That is exactly, we know this is G is our goal state. So like how we are making the traversing by the use of DFS and BFS. Here we will be proceeding to node A, that is cost 1 plus this is cost 2 plus this is cost 3 to reach to the last step. And finally we come across the value of the uniform cost search, that is 6 will be the value of the searching value or the weighted search tree what we have mentioned. Now about the properties or the characteristics, this uniformity or the completeness, uniform cost search is complete. So if there is a solution, then uniform cost search must give a complete solution to that. About the time complexity, let's say C naught or the C star is the cost of optimal solution, and epsilon is the part number of steps that is to be executed. The steps can be further calculated by the formula, that is S is equal to C naught or C star by epsilon plus 1, because every interval of time the steps is increased, like in the algorithm we will be mentioning n is equal to n plus 1. Every step that will be increased with the value that is considered with plus 1. If we are from start to start node, in this case will be considered with the 0 value only, like the loop if it is available in the tree graph, or loop is available in case of a graph, then will be considered the cost will be 0 if there is a loop, and then will be considered with plus 1 if there is a edge in between, like incoming edge or outgoing edge. In that case will be considered with the value plus 1 wherever we are changing one state to or one node to another node. Okay. Space complexity will be the worst condition, like having the worst case for the complexity, that is will calculated with O bigger notation B to the power C star by epsilon. Okay. So next we will be proceeding with the topic with iterative deepening depth first search. So we come across with depth first search initially. we follow the same principle here. What is the depth first search? It is going to search the reach to the goal state by depth wise calculation and traversing method. Then we come with the depth limited search, and now we are come across with the iterative deepening depth search technique. Now what is this iterative deepening depth search technique? This is the algorithm which is having a combination of BFS and DFS. Okay, that is the depth first search and the breadth first search. This searching algorithm finds out the best depth limited and also gradually increase the limit until the goal state is found. Okay, in case of depth limit search, we are only providing the limit up to which the goal state is present. Further we are not making any traversal, but we are making iterative in the sense like we will be following or we will be reaching out the goal state by solving the complex problem in every iterative method. And moreover, this iterative method is also fruitful when we say more than one goal state is present. Suppose a goal state is present in breadth wise, a goal state is present in depth wise also. So if there is more than one goal state is present in the complex problem, then iterative deepening method can be fruitful in this case. The algorithm perform depth first search with a certain depth limit and then increase the depth limit. After each iteration it reaches to the goal node is found. The search is also combined with the benefits of BFS. So BFS is a fast searching algorithm and DFS is a memory efficient algorithm. So both the techniques will be implemented here. And the iterative searching algorithm is mostly useful in uninformed search where the search space is too large and depth of a goal is also unknown to the intelligent agent or the programmer. So it is a combination of DFS and BFS. So this is a very fast processing in comparable to all the algorithms that we have studied till now. And also sometimes it has its own disadvantages, that it is a recursive part, so it will take too time consuming when it comes with the infinite loop part. So we'll go with an example also. So here we have given the following tree structure, that is the iterative deepening in the depth first search, that is IDDFS algorithm performing various iteration until the goal state has been found. How the iteration will be generated? We will be dividing this part of tree into various labels, that is the root label and this is the child label. So we have 4 labels here, level 0, level 1, level 2 and level 3, and we came to know that G is the state where goal is been present and A will be the start node. In first iteration we will be start searching only with node A, that is the first iteration we reach to step A. In the second iteration again we are starting here, will be reach to B and then will be reach to C. So here see, this second iteration is working as in the method of BFS. Okay, again we will be start third iteration, will be start again from A, will be moving to B, then we will be moving to D, E, F and G. So this is the part like it is giving depth limited also and the part of DFS. Okay, in the fourth iteration when it comes to the part A, B, D, H, I, E, C, K, G, it has been covering all the nodes that are present. So finally we have already reached to our goal state. Okay, so in this part we will be mentioning the step in every iteration level, and the level of iteration will be, or the iterative, the key has to be increased with one level only. At a time we cannot approach for increasing with both the levels simultaneously, like level 1 and level 2 cannot be approached simultaneously. At one time only we will be approaching to one particular level. So one more example I would like to show you. Let's begin here also. This is the algorithm function part, it is mentioned. Successive deep iterative search has been very fruitful to find the limit, also solving a complex algorithm searching problem where to find the goal state. Here the function will be defined as the iterative deepening searching with the problem statement, and the function will be return a value that having the solution with the goal state or the failure. The for loop will be continue up to the depth that has been initiated with the starting node, and it will be continue with the infinity part. Do exist, if there is been, we will be taking the do while, कब तक वो काम करेगा, will be finding the result. जब हमें result मिल गया, at that time this is going to be depth limited. जिस zone पे, जिस level पे हमारे पास already the goal state is available, that time we are going to stop here. Okay, so depth limited search will be provide you the problem up to which level we are making the traversing path, and the depth level, like limit will be giving one down. If result is above the cutoff, then we have to return a result, then again this loop will be continue to find out. This means that soloist node to be calculated in several times. As we come across with the BFS part also, the soloist node has to be calculated more than once. So let's move with an example. Let's see, this is a diagram example of a tree we are giving where the limit is 0. So at the limit is 0, we have only the root node with us when we say L is equal to 0. So this is the first level of iterative. Okay, so next begin, when we say limit equal to 1, so the first label came to existence, and we are saying the depth deepening searching where L is equal to 1. Then initially we are at the root node, that is A, and then further we are traversing with B and C. Okay, and we further will be reaching to B, then will be reaching to C, and this is the part we have covered all the nodes from the first level. Then again we will go going for the next level where we are proceeding, the limit will be 2. One more label has been introduced here when L is equal to 2, until we will be continuing where we are able to find the goal state. So in this part we have come across with this is the final search tree we have completed, where the goal node is been inserted at label. Every time one or more number of labels will be introduced one after another. Okay, so we'll be seeing only the property parts or the characteristics of this, or the efficiency of this iterative. Completeness, the algorithm is complete if it is having branching factor to be limited part. Time complexity can be considered with the condition of finding the depth and the branching factor. The worst time complexity will be maintained with the notation of big O, b to the power d, that is b denoting with the branch factor and d will be the depth of the path. Okay. Next we have the space complexity. The space complexity will be more fruitful as we are taking both the simultaneous application of BFS and DFS. So it is going to be the part of big O notation O, b and d, that is the branch factor and the depth of the label. Okay. One more, optimal, if the path cost will be increasing or decreasing, then this algorithm can be more optimized. Next we will be start with the bidirectional searching algorithm. So as the term bidirectional came to us, bidirectional in the sense the searching can be used both the techniques of can use the technique of BFS, DFS and depth limited search also. And bidirectional searching is quite fast as comparable to other. We are making traversing or we are making fruitful to solve the searching criteria of a complex problem in both the direction, like we can use with the forward tracking or like we can go with the backward search method also. Bidirectional searching algorithm runs to simultaneously the search method in both the direction, and once the middle node or the point of intersection can be found easily, this algorithm can be fruitful. One from the initial state calculated with the forward search, and other will be searching will be start from the goal node side, that is the backward search, to find the goal node. Bidirectional search also replace one single search graph into two. Actually the graph that we have, or like the graph that will be given to us in the search space can be or the problem can be divided into two sub problems, or the graph can be soluble into two sub graphs. That has to be one start node will be from the beginning and the initial vertex will be reaching to the goal node. So these all are the advantages and disadvantages mentioned, and we have discussed the process. We have an example in the below. The example which we are going to see now will be the bidirectional can be applicable. The algorithm divides the graph for a tree into two subgraphs. It starts traversing from node number 1 in the forward direction, and also there will be starting traversing from the backward direction, that will be start from the end node or the goal node. And also in this type of algorithm, the terminate node or the goal node should be previously known, then only we can approach by this bidirectional searching criteria. Okay, so this is the example that we have. All total we are here 16 nodes with us, and we came to know that this is the goal node that is mentioned in 16, and root node will be the starting node. So at the intersection of the graph, or like the complete graph can be divided into two subgraph, that is having this is left subgraph and this is the right subgraph we say, or the left subtree or the right subtree. The overlay graph is divided into two subgraph, and 9 will be the intersection node. So traversing will be begin from the root 1, which will become to 1 to 4 8, then it will become till 9. Again we are doing the backward direction traversing from 16 to 12 to 10 and 9. This sequence what we will be writing 16, 12 and 10 and 9, this will be in a reverse order will be represent. Okay. So this is the example of bidirectional. Bidirectional search is a complete if we have to use BFS breadth search in both the direction. Time as per the time complexity, this will be represented with the big O notation b to the power d, that is having number of branching factor and the depth level. As it is using both the directional part like searching from both sides, so the time complex or this can be a fastest algorithm, processing algorithm, and having the space complexity, that is big O b to the power d, that is having b is the branching factor and d. And bidirectional searching algorithm is optimal in nature as it is going to fruitful with providing with the goal state. So dear students, we come across with all the algorithms that comes under the part of uninformed search or the blind search criteria. In the upcoming video lecture series, we will be studying more about the informed search, that how the greedy search algorithms can be applicable informed in the search, where we have a knowledge of our output state or like the goal state by using applicable to various heuristic values. Also will come across with A star algorithm, a not star algorithm. So how these are going to be fruitful in the part of artificial intelligence. And moreover, students go through with this video lecture series once more, read the notes, write all the algorithms by yourselves once again in your copy. In mostly in university exam you will be come across with one or two question from this part. So thank you for today's lecture.